How's everybody doing? It's your boy College Football Weekly here. We're going to be going over my top 25 for week 8 in this college football season. So, jumping right into it. Number 25, Appalachian State. I know people are going to be like, well, Appalachian State, Appalachian State, for me, I kind of threw a random team here, if I'm being honest. I kind of wanted to throw a team people don't expect, you know, that's maybe okay, that's the 25 spot. It's a team that's maybe okay, that could maybe, you know, build upon some couple wins, but they're not going to make it probably past the 20. So, Appalachian State, besides that close loss to Penn State, they've dominated every other game they're in. They're 4-1, which that Penn State game went to overtime. And they went to Penn State, so, you know, they can hang. They can hang with the top team, so, you know, we'll see. We'll see how they do in these next couple of weeks, but yeah. At number 24, Wisconsin. Wisconsin is like, they're very one-dimensional offense. Their defense isn't as good as it was last year. It's still good. I mean, you know, they made BYU look good, and BYU is kind of garbage. So, I mean, you kind of hate to see it, you know, with Wisconsin. They were so good last year, which I think they actually were good last year. A lot of people said they were overhyped all year. They held their own, you know, in the bowl game and against Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship. So, this year, not the same. I think they are very one-dimensional, and their defense cannot carry them the way they did last year. That's why they're down at number 24. Plus a beatdown they received by Michigan. Mississippi State. Mississippi State, number 23, they are, I don't know, they're one of those teams that are like, you know, like, they beat Auburn, that's why they're on here, but Auburn sucks, so it was just the timing they beat Auburn, you know, they beat Auburn, you know, when Auburn was apparently good, which, you know, yeah. Michigan State, they just beat Penn State at home. It's hard to say who really won that game, Penn State or Michigan State, because what I'm saying is, like, did Penn State give the game to Michigan State, or did Michigan State really win, you know? I don't know. It's probably a little bit of both. Michigan State, I think, came in and they thought they were going to win, just like they did last year, and Penn State fell over and just, yeah, didn't want to play. So, Michigan State, they seem to get going as the year goes on, so that's why, you know, maybe they can build upon a couple wins here and there, crack the top 10, or not the top 10, but top 15 or so. Washington State, this team should be 6-0, but hey, it's the refs, what's new? They versus Oregon this week. It's going to be a good game. We'll see if Washington State deserves to be in the top 25 or not. Cincy, Luke Fickell's down there. He's coaching up that defense. They're holding strong, 6-0. Go Bearcats. Yeah, I don't know Cincinnati. Okay. Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher. Not this year, Jimbo, but next year. I will believe in your squad to be a powerhouse in the SEC, or maybe not next year, but the year after or so. I've seen it just this year. He's given hope to this Texas A&M team. They've got a really nice offense. And they can hang with teams, kind of. I mean, you know, we'll see. I don't think they're going to do anything this year. Maybe hang around where they're at right now, you know, in the teens. That's about it. Iowa's just a team you don't want to play. Ever again, because I'm a Ohio State fan. Anyways, you don't want to go to Iowa and play Iowa. You just don't want to play Iowa right now. They're all right, and you just don't want to play them. It's a team you just don't want to play right now. NC State 5-0. Yeah, that's a kind of a weird 5-0 because they haven't played anybody. But you know, they're in the ACC. That's why. It's not hard to go 5-0 in the ACC, but we'll see. It's Clemson. They versus Clemson this week, so we'll see on that. I got the Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky Wildcats. This is a basketball pool. It's a football pool. Will they be in it next week or the week after? I don't know, but we will see. I'm hanging on to the Kentucky Wildcats. We'll see if they can hang on. I think they're going to fall apart here later in the season, but I think they will win 7 games at least, maybe 8. We will see. Washington. Jake Browning gets worse every year because his receivers get worse every year because they leave. they're done. Washington, they're not gonna do anything this year. They probably will lose again to Washington State at the end of the year. So yeah. Penn State. This is a shocker, I know. I don't know, honestly, why I even put them this high. Because they played Ohio State close. That's really the only reason why. And I saw what Trace McSorley could really do. And this past week, that looked like not Penn State. That looked like an old Penn State team, like pre-2016, when they were just like walking through the motions, barely getting to like 6 wins or not even 6 wins a year. It was embarrassing, you know. After everyone's giving Penn State praise, they go and lay an egg. I think Penn State, though, will recover. I think they can beat Michigan if they play to their potential. They got to go to Michigan, though, I believe. So that'll be a tough one, but they should be good, I think, if Trace McSorley picks it up. Florida, 13. I almost put Florida above UCF, but I didn't, because Florida, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I honestly don't know. Well, Florida beat LSU, but the more and more I thought about it, that LSU team looked that I don't know if it was because Florida made LSU look that way, or just LSU just didn't feel like playing that week. But that might cost LSU a big thing, like it might cost them a college playoff spot that they laid an egg against Florida. But who knows? I think Florida, they're just getting by. You know, they're just getting by week to week here. They almost lost to Vandy. I think they'll probably have another hiccup against another team that they probably should beat, but will lose to later in the year. UCF 12, they just keep winning. There's not much else to say, but you keep on winning. Doesn't matter how much you win by, you just keep winning. And they've won a lot. So yeah. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Yeah. Oregon. They should be 6-0, but you know, slight meltdown against against Stanford. Georgia, they lost. And they lost big. It was not pretty, and they didn't win. They got exposed, and they're down at 9. And they can still make the playoff, depending on if Alabama wins out, and if that's a undefeated Alabama team that they go up against in the SEC championship. They can do that. They can beat Alabama, then they could get in, but we'll see. Michigan, I'm holding off on Michigan because yeah, it's Shea Patterson and it's Jim Harbaugh's offense, and it's just not a good offense yet. It looked good, kinda-ish, against Wisconsin. I still fell asleep during the game, though, and Wisconsin made BYU look good. Like I said again, it's not hard. Like we'll see. Michigan will play Penn State. If they beat Penn State, then I'll think they're the real deal. That game against Ohio State will be a good one, similar to that 2016 game. All right, Oklahoma, Kyler Murray. That's the reason they're at 7. Wasn't on the train until the Texas game. He is an athlete, boys. He is an athlete. The defense, on the other hand, is a slight issue they may fix, or may not. We will see. Texas, they're above Oklahoma. Only reason is because they beat Oklahoma. Texas barely getting by. I feel like they will probably lose at least one more time to a team. Well, they got West Virginia, right? Still got West Virginia. They might lose West Virginia. Who knows? If West Virginia can get things back on track, I think they're the best team in the Big 12 if they get things back on track against. But yeah. Clemson is the Clemson is the 2013 Ohio State team. They play in the easiest conference. They have the easiest schedule. And they'll win out, and they will go 12-0. They will probably go 12-0. Unless NC State is actually decent, which we'll see. And, you know, they'll probably make the playoffs. if I'm being honest, because who are they going to verse? Miami? They just lost to Virginia. So yeah, to me, Clemson is not a top 4 team right now. LSU, they just put the slobber knocker on Georgia, so look out, boys. LSU might beat Bama. If I'm being honest here, I don't know. I was kind of low on Georgia. I still think Georgia's a good football team, but I mean, you still beat a good football team decisively. So that's why they're at my number 4 spot right now. If the playoffs were to start right now, I'd put them in. Notre Dame at 3. The resume speaks for themselves. Despite the almost loss at Pitt. Pitt almost beat them, leading in the 4th quarter, but they came through and prevailed. So, yeah. Ohio State, number 2. Since beating Penn State, they've looked rough. The Indiana game, Indiana historically plays Ohio State tough, so that wasn't really a shocker to me. But the Minnesota game, on the other hand, that was a little worrisome. Isaiah Prince, I'm talking to you, boss. Yeah. But if Ohio State keeps playing like that, they will probably lose again. Or, not again, but they'll probably lose at least once before that Michigan game. So yeah, at least as of right now, they're number 2 just based off their resume and stuff. Bama. Students aren't showing up to the student section. That's all Nick Saban has to complain about, so that's all you really need to know about. They don't have to play anyone hard except LSU. They get past that LSU game, they make the playoffs most likely. Even if they if they go 12-1, they'll still get in the playoffs because the committee is like has a hard one for Alabama. So I mean, if last year taught you anything, Alabama can go 0-12 and still make the playoffs. But no, Alabama is really good this year, I think. Tua, he's very good at QB, and I don't know. I want to see him play I want to see him play at LSU. I want to see how he reacts to that, and we'll see. If Alabama were to beat LSU, that would that'd be an eye opener. If they beat them decisively, if it's a close victory, I'm expecting Alabama to win close. It's gonna be a close game, but we'll see. But yeah, as of right now, top 4 Bama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, LSU. Guys want to agree, disagree, whatever, lay her down in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like, subscribe for more. I'll be uploading my next top 25 next week. So yeah, appreciate it, and yeah, go Bucks. See you later. Peace out. Have a good